be recognized. One is the lending of money on interest, and the other would be a transaction based on deception, which delivers a gain or a profit to which one is not justly entitled. That's the elegant way of describing a rip-off. A rip-off. So this is riba and that is riba. The greatest rip-off that has ever occurred in human history is the rip-off of the monetary system that we now have, of bogus and fraudulent and utterly haram paper currencies and the electronic currency which is now taking over from the paper currency. What do you do? Answer: when you have abandoned the Quran and Sunnah, make tawbah and return to the Quran and Sunnah, meaning return to the dinar and dirham. Do you know that Israel, tomorrow, Israel is going to mint, in fact I think they've already minted the gold dinars and silver dirhams, Israel. And tomorrow Israel is going to be using this money. Do you know that? Why would Israel have to do it? If you study ilmu akhirul zaman, you can answer these questions. Because every Jew knows that only that money can be used in the temple, which does not have any human figure on it. The Roman coins at the time of Nabi Isa alayhi salam were haram to be used in the temple, because they had graven images which were haram. And so the temple at the time of Nabi Isa alayhi salam used to mint its own coins, gold and silver. And when the people came to the temple, if they wanted an animal to be zabiha, sacrificed, you got to pay for it. And nobody could sacrifice the animal except the rabbi. So therefore the temple got some revenue. So you had to pay the temple. And you had to pay the temple in this money which was halal, not that money which was haram. So when Dajjal stands up in Jerusalem tomorrow, and he has not brought back that halal money, no Jew will accept him as the Messiah. Which is why I believe that Israel has already minted her gold coins and silver coins, so that these can be introduced before Dajjal makes his appearance. So that's the first thing you can do. Bring back the gold dinar and silver dirham as money. Can you do it in downtown KLCC? I'm not stopping you. You want to try, go ahead. It is my opinion, based on my study of Suratul Kahfi of the Quran. Now let me use the proper Arabic. Suratul Kahf of the Quran. That the only place that you can bring back the dinar and dirham as money in the market is in the remote countryside. And in those micro markets, we will not accept your paper money. No. Insofar as money being lent on interest is concerned, make tawbah if you have borrowed money on interest to buy your car or to buy your house. Make tawbah. Because if you die with that riba, there is no way you can enter into Jannah. Why? Because the curse of the Prophet is upon you. Get out of that riba. Sell the car, sell the house, pay the bank. When you try to do that, then you'll know what kind of snake there is in the bank. Yeah. And make tawbah and never again borrow or lend money on interest. Any more questions, or shall we stop now? 1, 2 more and then we finish, okay? 1, 2 and we finish, that's it. Come closer, come closer. And the other one, come up please. Come closer, come closer, come closer, don't be afraid of me. Right. Okay. When Israel wages her big wars, would that be the time when Muslims are going to make an alliance with Rome? That's a good question, eh? Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam has prophesied that you will make an alliance with Rome. Indeed, there is a surah of the Quran which is entitled Surah Rum. And in that surah, in the first ayah, the first verse, Allah speaks about Rome being defeated. If you believe that that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was referring to a city in Italy, you should buy a one-way ticket to Disneyland. Yeah. Go to Disneyland and live there, don't come back. That the Quran, when it says that Rome has been defeated, was referring to a city in Italy called Rome? Oh, come on. What kind of scholarship is that? Huh? And when the Quran refers to Rome, you translate it as Romans? Is that the correct translation? Romans? Huh? Which Dajjal is at work here? Rome in the Quran is easy to identify. It is the Christian Eastern Orthodox Church. The Eastern Orthodox Christian Church, which had established the Byzantine Empire with Constantinople as its capital. That is not Italy. Huh? This is Constantinople, which is now in Turkey. Rome is in Italy. You will make an alliance with Rome. Well, the Byzantine Empire has disappeared today, but the Eastern Orthodox Christian Church has not disappeared. The Western Church celebrates Christmas on what day? 25th of December. Huh? Does the Eastern Orthodox Christian Church celebrate Christmas on that day? No. No, not at all. Tabule. It is, I believe, the 9th of January. I may be wrong, maybe the 7th or the 8th. No, I don't think it's the 5th. Anyhow, it's a different day. So where is the Eastern Orthodox Christian Church today, if we want to find Rome today? Answer, the headquarters is now in Russia. If I am wrong, I invite you to correct me. And so when the Prophet ﷺ said, you will make an alliance with Rome, my answer is, it's going to be an alliance with Russia. If you have a different answer, don't send me an email. Publish your answer, please. Don't send me an email. Publish it and give the proof that Imran Hosein is wrong. I really have difficulties with all the people trying to correct me now with emails. Yes. Next question. Are there any examples of the micro-Muslim villages? There are lots of villages in the Muslim world. There are lots of kampung in Malaysia. If you don't believe me, wait for Hari Raya and try to drive on the road. You'll get the evidence. Hari Raya, for those who are listening to the lecture, is Eid al-Fitr, Hari Raya. So what you do is you go to a kampung, go to a village. Don't try to create a new village. No. Go to a village. And in that village strive and struggle to establish Islam. When the Khilafah was abolished in Istanbul, there was an outstanding Islamic scholar in Turkey. His name was Saeed Nursi, and he was given the title Badi'uz Zaman. Saeed Nursi responded to the abolition of the Khilafah by recognizing that this was the work of Gog and Magog. And Saeed Nursi gave the call for 10,000 Muslim villages in the countryside, because he recognized that you could not save the cities. The Turkish people listened to him. Today the cities of Turkey are eating lahmul khinzir, pork, and drinking wine. And the Turkish armed forces are now allies of Israel and a part of NATO. But the Turkish countryside, because of the foresight of Saeed Nursi, has remained firmly Muslim. Firmly Muslim. And the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, that you will conquer Constantinople. The word in the hadith is Constantinople. And because of that hadith, they changed the name of the city. Because of that hadith, they changed the name to Istanbul. I believe it was Islambul, and then it became Istanbul, so that you will lose sight of this hadith. But Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam referred to that city as Constantinople, and I don't see why I should not do the same. He said that you are going to conquer Constantinople. And he said, what ni'ma hadha al-jaysh, wa ni'ma hadha al-amir. What a wonderful army that would be. And what a wonderful Amir of that army is going to be. When Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam made prophecies and predictions of future events, they nearly always pertain to Akhiruz Zaman. And so I have come to the conclusion, and Allah knows best, that this hadith prophesying the conquest of Constantinople is a conquest that will occur in Akhirul Zaman. And the purpose of this conquest is to extricate Constantinople from the control of NATO. NATO's control. When that happens, then the Straits, the Bosphorus, will no longer be under NATO control. Then the Russian Navy, with their nuclear-powered submarines, can now leave the Black Sea, pass through the Bosphorus, and enter the Mediterranean Sea. And when that happens, well, Israel, you better watch out. I think that's all the questions? No more. What is your website? malayuberaja.org. Okay. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم.